and stories never told. The world was waking slowly, but my heart had raced all night. Then in the gentle silence, you met me with your light. I did not hear a thunder, I did not see a sign, just peace that felt like sunlight resting over mine. When heaven sits beside me, the fear begins to fade. The mountains lose their shadows, the night gives up its weight. You do not rush my healing, you stay through every tear, and somehow in the quiet I know that you are here. I thought that I was broken, too far to be restored, but mercy kept on finding the corners I ignored. You gathered every fragment, every dream I left behind, and planted little gardens inside this heart of mine. No valley lasts forever, no storm can always stay, because your faithful presence keeps leading me each day. When heaven sits beside me, the fear begins to fade. The mountains lose their shadows, the night gives up its weight. You do not rush my healing, you stay through every tear, and somehow in the quiet I know that you are here. So if tomorrow finds me walking through unknown roads, I'll remember how you carried every heavy load. The hands that hold the sparrow still hold my trembling soul, and every step before me is already in your control. When heaven sits beside me, I finally understand the greatest gift of comfort was never in a plan. It was your loving presence, so faithful, strong and near, and somehow in the quiet I know that you silence, you are near. There was a night my faith felt like a candle, barely glowing in the wind and rain. The dreams I carried seemed so far from reach, and hope felt buried underneath the pain. I had exhausted every strength within me, tried to stand when I could barely breathe, and somewhere in the middle of my breaking, I finally fell down to my knees. I thought I had to carry every burden, I thought the battle rested in my hands, but heaven had a gentler invitation, a better, kinder plan. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me. When my heart was tired and weak, when the road grew dark before my eyes, His mercy came and carried me. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me. Through every tear I tried to hide, and wrapped within His endless compassion, I found a place where fear could not survive. He never promised life without its valleys, or skies that never filled with clouds above. But He promised I would never walk them lonely, because I'd always have His love. The mountains standing high before tomorrow no longer seem impossible to climb, because the one who formed the earth beneath me is faithfully walking by my side. And every time my soul grows weary, every time anxiety appears, His quiet voice becomes a refuge, stronger than my fears. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me. When my heart was tired and weak, when the road grew dark before my eyes, His mercy came and carried me. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me. Through every tear I tried to hide, and wrapped within His endless compassion, I found a place where survive. One day, every storm will lose its power. Every wound will finally be restored, and I will see the loving hands that carried me, standing at heaven's door. Until then, I'll rest within His promise, trusting every step He asks of me. For the Savior who sustained me in the darkness will lead me through eternity. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me, and that's the story of my life. Not a tale of strength I found within myself, but of a Savior strong and kind. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me, and He still holds me even now. The same faithful arms that carried me then will never let me down. Jesus held me through it all. Jesus held me, and He still does. The evening sky was fading into shadows, and so was all the strength I thought I had. I had spent another day pretending courage, while carrying a heart that felt so sad. The road behind was scattered with exhaustion. The road ahead was hidden from my eyes, and somewhere between my fear and my surrender, I finally stopped trying to survive. I didn't bring a song of celebration. I didn't bring a faith that felt strong. I only brought my broken hallelujah, and somehow that was enough all along. When I had nothing left to give, God stayed. When my prayers were barely more than tears, when my hope was hanging by a thread of mercy, His faithful love drew near. When I had nothing left to give, God stayed, holding every shattered piece of me. And in the middle of my deepest weakness, His grace became my strength to breathe. thought that heaven only welcomed victors, those who always knew the words to say. But Jesus met me in my worn-out silence and loved me exactly where I lay. He never asked me for perfection. He never measured all the things I'd done. He simply opened wide his arms of mercy and reminded me that I was still his own. The God who fills the oceans with their waters, the God who paints the stars above the sea, still takes the time to sit beside the weary and whisper words of peace to me. When I had nothing left to give, God stayed. When my prayers were barely more than tears, when my hope was hanging by a thread of mercy, his faithful love drew near. When I had nothing left to give, God stayed, holding every shattered piece of me. And in the middle of my deepest weakness, his grace became my strength to breathe. One day I'll see the reasons for the valleys. One day every question will be clear. And all the nights I thought that I was losing will reveal how you were always here. Until that day, I'll rest within the promise that your goodness never walks away. For the same God who carried me through yesterday will carry me through every day. When I had nothing left to give, God stayed. Not because my faith was always strong, but because his love is stronger than my weakness, and his mercy carries on. When I had nothing left to give, God stayed. And that's the story I will always tell, of a Savior who meets the broken-hearted and loves them far too well. When I was weak, God stayed. When I was weary, God stayed. And he always will. reached a point where nothing made much sense, where even breathing felt like work to do. The weight of everything I couldn't fix myself was heavier than anything I knew. I smiled outside, but shattered in my silence, trying to hide the cracks no one could see. And in the middle of my deepest breaking, you were quietly holding me. You didn't wait until I got it right. You didn't wait for me to be enough. You came into the mess I tried to hide and called it love. When I was falling apart, you held me together. Piece by piece, you never let me go. Even when I couldn't see tomorrow, your mercy was the only thing I know. When I was falling apart, you held me together. You turned my brokenness into peace. And in the middle of my deepest struggle, you never once released me. There were nights I thought I wouldn't make it, days I barely had the strength to stand. But somehow in the middle of my weakness, I found myself inside your hands. You didn't promise life without the battles, but you promised you would stay with me. And that was more than all my understanding, more than I could see. So I stopped trying to be my own savior, stopped pretending I was strong alone, because the one who formed the stars above me had already made me his own. When I was falling apart, you held me together. Piece by piece, you never let me go. Even when I couldn't see tomorrow, your mercy was the only thing I know. When I was falling apart, you held me together. You turned my brokenness into peace. And in the middle of my deepest struggle, you never once released me. One day every broken part will matter, every tear will tell a story of grace, and I will see how every falling moment was never wasted space. Until then I will keep trusting your presence, even when my heart is weak and worn. For the God who holds together the broken has already won. When I was falling apart, that truth will never fade away. For the Savior who sustains the shattered still holds me every day. When I was falling apart, you held me together, and now my heart can finally see that even in my deepest broken places, you were carrying me. You held me when I couldn't stand. You held me in your hands. I woke up tired before the day began, like sleep could never fix what's in my soul. Every step felt heavier than yesterday, like I was losing parts I used to hold. I tried to smile, but even that was shaking. I tried to pray, but words just fell apart. And in the middle of my quiet breaking, you found my heart. You didn't ask me to pretend I'm stronger. You didn't ask me to hide what I feel. You met me right inside my deepest weakness and made it real. When my heart was too tired to keep going, you became the strength I didn't have. You lifted every burden I was carrying and gave me all I lacked. When my heart was too tired to keep going, you held me closer than before. And in the thought that strength meant never falling over, that I had to be enough on my own. But you showed me strength is found in surrender. When I let you take control, and slowly all the pressure started fading. The weight I carried wasn't mine to bear, because the one who formed my very being became the strength I didn't have. You lifted every burden I was carrying and gave me all I lacked. When my heart was too tired to keep going, you held me closer than before. And in the middle of my exhaustion, you became my more. One day I'll look back and understand it. Every weakness led me to your hand, and every moment I was barely standing was part of your perfect plan. Until then, I will keep resting in your promise that I will never walk alone. For the God who holds the broken and the weary will lead me home. When my heart was too tired to keep going, you became the strength I didn't have. And now I see your love was never leaving. It only carried me back. When my heart was too tired to keep going, you became my song, my peace, my light. And in your arms I found forever. I'll be alright. You became my strength when I was weak. You carried me when I couldn't speak. The world keeps shifting under my footsteps. Nothing feels steady for very long. One moment I feel like I am standing, the next I'm wondering what went wrong. But in the middle of all this uncertainty, there is a voice that never fades away, whispering deeper than every fear inside me, telling my heart to stay, not in what I see around me, not in what I feel inside, but in the one who never changes. I will abide. You are still my peace when everything feels unstable. You are still my hope when nothing else remains. And even when my emotions try to fail me, your love still stays the same. everything feels unstable, a steady hand I can rely upon. And in the chaos of my changing seasons, you are my unshaken song. I used to search for calm and perfect timing, and answers that would take my doubts away. But now I find a deeper kind of stillness that doesn't need the world to change, because you are not shaken by my shaking. You are not moved by my unstable heart. You are the anchor holding every moment, even when I fall apart. So I will rest in what is certain, not what my feelings try to say. For you remain the same forever, night and day. You are still my peace when everything feels unstable. You are still my hope when nothing else remains. And even when my emotions try to fail me, your love still stays the same. You are still my peace when everything feels unstable, a steady hand I can rely upon. And in the chaos of my changing seasons, you are my unshaken song. One day every shaking will be over, every storm will finally cease, and I will stand in perfect stillness, surrounded by your peace. Until then I will keep trusting, even when I cannot see, that the God who holds all heaven is holding me. You are still my peace when everything feels unstable, and that truth will never fade away. For the one who calms the raging waters is with me every day. You are still my peace when everything feels unstable, and I will never walk alone. For the presence of my Savior has become my home. I tried to walk with strength I didn't have, pretending I was fine when I was not, smiling through the weight of hidden battles, forgetting how exhausted I had got. The world kept asking more than I could offer, and I kept giving pieces of my soul, until I reached the end of my pretending, and finally lost control. That's where you found me, in my weakness, not in my strength or perfect faith, but in the place where I was broken. You called my name with grace. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, when I had nothing left inside. You lifted every burden off my shoulders and stayed right by my side. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, and taught my heart to finally rest in the arms of the one who never fails me, in the love that is my best. I thought I had to be enough for everyone, to prove my worth by everything I do. But your love was never based on my performance. It simply stayed untrue. You showed me that my value is unchanging, not built on what my hands can achieve, but rooted in the mercy of a Savior who chose to believe in me. So every time I start to wander back into pressure, fear, and pride, you gently bring me to remember you were always by my side. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, when I had nothing left inside. You lifted every burden off my shoulders and stayed right by my side. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, and taught my heart to finally rest in the arms of the one who never fails me, in the love that is my best. One day I'll see the story clearly, every valley turn to praise, and I will understand your kindness in all my broken days. Until then I will keep trusting, even when I do not see that the God who carried me in darkness that truth will never change. For the Savior who sustains the weary heart will always stay the same. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, and now my soul is finally free, because the one who bore my weakness still carries me. You carried me all along. You carried me. Now I am strong. Before I ever learned the words of praying, before I knew how faith was meant to sound, you were already walking through my seasons, holding every piece of me unbound. I thought I had to find the perfect moment to reach a place where I could call your name, but you were there in every silent struggle, the same, the same. You were not waiting for my voice to be stronger. You were not waiting for my heart to be whole. You were already moving in my story, quietly shaping my soul. You were my peace before I knew how to pray, before I ever lifted up my hands. You were the love that held me in my weakness, the God I didn't understand. You were my peace before I knew how to pray, and now I see it all along. You were the quiet in my deepest chaos, the reason I am strong. There were nights I never called your presence, yet you were closer than the air I breathe. You saw the tears I never showed to anyone, and still you chose to stay with me. Even in the years I walked in silence, even when I didn't recognize your face, you were writing mercy into every moment, calling it grace. that I was never out of your sight. For the God who loved me before I knew him is still my light. You were my peace before I knew how to pray, and you will be my peace till the end. For the Savior who was always with me will always call me friend. You were my peace before I knew how to pray, and now my soul can finally see that every breath I ever take is covered by your love for me. Before I prayed, you were there. Before I knew, you cared. The night was deep, the silence overwhelming. My thoughts were louder than the falling rain. I tried to fight the weight of every feeling, but everything inside me felt like pain. I looked for light in places that were empty. I searched for peace that never seemed to stay, until I felt a presence in my weakness that gently pulled my fears away. Not in thunder, not in lightning, not in answers I could see, but in a quiet, steady whisper, you came and rescued me. You were never left alone in the dark, even when I thought I stood on my own. You were closer than the air I was breathing. You were there all along. You were never left alone in the dark. Every tear was never unseen, and in the middle of my broken silence, you were holding me. I thought my prayers were lost in empty ceilings, like they never made it past the room. But heaven was responding in the waiting, even when I was consumed. Every delay was never your absence,